AI has an inherent problem that isn't going to be solved right away. Until this problem is solved, the need for human workers is going to remain pretty constant. One of the things I get asked about a lot is how AI is going to affect jobs. There's a lot of people out there that are worried that AI is going to cause this mass exodus of jobs from the marketplace. And I'm here to tell you that that's probably not going to be the case, at least not in the near term. See, AI has a lot of applications and its value is pretty obvious, but AI has an inherent problem that isn't going to be solved right away. Until this problem is solved, the need for human workers is going to remain pretty constant. The problem at hand with AI is infrastructure, and more specifically, the lack of data centers, the lack of hardware, and the lack of power supply. See, AI is running into the same problem that the internet did 30 years ago when it first came around. See, a lot of people saw the potential of the internet early on and developed applications to take advantage of the new technology. The problem is the hardware hadn't caught up to the applications yet, even though it was apparent to some people that everyday aspects of our lives, like banking and video and what would become streaming and music downloads, and all those aspects of our lives that are common today, weren't possible in the beginning, even though the dream was there. And the reason they weren't possible is because the hardware hadn't caught up to it. Internet download speeds were way too slow for a lot of those applications, and the hardware and infrastructure just simply hadn't been built out yet. We're dealing with the same situation with AI right now. There's a lot of AI applications that are in development, but they're not possible to go mainstream yet, and as a result, there's a substantial bottleneck. Once bandwidth becomes cheaper and more available to the masses, many other players are going to enter the marketplace, just like what happened with the internet. You may remember the first round of search engines that came around. Most of them died, but they didn't die until another player came around, and that was Google. And by the time Google came around, the infrastructure was a lot stronger. So the same thing's going to happen with AI. There are a handful of major players, but as development costs continue to get cheaper and infrastructure is built out to support all of the bandwidth, it's only at that point that you might see more jobs getting consumed by AI. But anybody telling you that that's going to happen in the next year or so, they're really not taking into consideration the considerable challenges that we're facing when it comes to hardware and bandwidth.